Everybody, it's Heat Overrun, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Oh, yeah. Woo! We're going to have ourselves one heck of a hard-hitting, cool pick show this week. Oh, yeah. Man, it is crazy. And we still have some bye weeks off. Remember, this would be like the first round of the playoffs back in the day, and you'd be like, oh, boy. Well, there might be some leagues that this might be first round. And if those leagues are IDP leagues, that is why you'll need to tune into this podcast and check out my write-up. My write-up has everything. It just hit drroto.com. So if you haven't been to drroto.com, get over there right now. You got Dr. Roto's fab budget pickups for the waiver wire tomorrow. You have my IDP for the waiver wire tomorrow. Alicia dropped an article. Ted dropped an article. Man, his inside the box score, it's fire. And that's what we do. That's what we do at Dr. Rowe. We all offer different things. And then, of course, you got my crazy self over here, Heat Override. What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm talking defense. Oh, yeah. Let's go and bring the pain to the competition this week. Yeah. Woo! All right. Last week, Alohi Gilman. Man, he sounded cool. Took him. Got an X for that. He was only a couple tackles away, like really, but I'm going to still take the loss for it. That's cool with me. You know, Jonathan Owens smashed out, didn't smash out like he did the previous week, but that's what you're going to expect from, you know, safeties and things. You're going to get those average games, and that's just what they are. But they're here, again, for off weeks, for injuries, for plays, for, you know, putting that player in the right position. Like last week when Primetime Player and I went over those stats and figured out that, you know, he was going to start Jonathan Owens, and he did, and he won 34 points, 34 IDP points. But you know what? Nothing tops what we saw. There was a dude, right, in our leagues. He's an IDP league. He started Khalil Mack on that 6-sack game, and he was like, this is the greatest game I've ever seen in fantasy football history. It was. I mean, it was even better than when Matt Ryan had that 6-touchdown game, and Julio Jones had like 5 touchdowns, whatever it was. I remember like Matt Ryan scored like 80 points. I had Matt or Julio or both that game that year. It was wild. I had one of them. And of course, I didn't lose that week because that's too many points. This dude scored 102 points for an IDP player. Do you think that IDP is too giving? No, because people like to give points for pressures and sacks. Hey, you know what? Well, of course, sacks, but pressures and things like that, hits, quarterback hits, those get warranted too. It's no different than doing PPR. So you people who do IDP, pressures and hits are just as important as targets, as rushes, and in receptions. And you heard that on Bring the Pain. Oh, yeah, because that's what I do. I break the slates. I break the things. I break things. Well, I don't break everything. I just like to say that I break things because when I do say something like that, it's trend setting. It means that I am thinking of the next level for all of your seasonal teams. Hey, my seasonal teams are fine. We'll get to that at the end of the podcast. So check that out. Let's go. Jeremiah Owusu Koromora, right? Hit it. Solid. Check mark. Loved it. Bang. But you know what? Go Rams. Woo, woo. Yeah, that's how we do. Right? And then for say Lukun, he smashed it. He had a prop of over 12 tackles. And I was like, man, that's a lot of tackles. Did you know that man had 10 when I went back and checked? And I was like, I should have played that because that man finished out. But another check mark. That's 3-1 for last week again. And that puts me at 43-6-2 for the year for my defensive players that I have mentioned for all of you. Because I love all of you so much. And I love that you support my podcast, Dr. Roto, all of the articles and everything we do. Because we seriously really put all of our hearts and everything we do in this for you, always. Because that's what we're here for. Man, we're not here to just, you know, run and blow smoke and do all that. Well, I mean, I don't really blow smoke. I am smoke. I'm flames. And that's what I do. Ooh, yeah. So that being said, let's move along to the new article this week. Who you got for us? Heat override. I'll tell you who I got for you. I got Paulson Adebo. Yeah, right? I don't know if I said that wrong. I just like Adebo. I think that's what it looks like, right? He plays for the Saints. He's 13% owned, right? And he's got a smash spot this week. Also, he's been consistently getting it done every single week. And the thing is he gets the Panthers next. I mean, the Panthers, they can't do anything right. But one thing they do right is run into defensive players. So why not have defensive players against Carolina every single week? It's literally pure genius. It's a pro player move. I saw his style. That's a whole little skit from another thing about a video game. Oh yeah, be a pro player, right? Boom. Let's move along. I'm gonna throw this guy back out there because the thing is that he's still at 11% owned. As Kenneth Murray Jr., man. Kenneth Murray Jr. for the Chargers. I don't even need to explain what he's done all year, but the fact that he is not owned in any of these leagues that much, and he's got another smash spot playing the Broncos. We know that the Broncos, they just don't do anything right, but they seem to play football, so that's the most entertaining part, because that was the most horrible part last year about the Broncos, is they really didn't play football. And it was very horrible to watch because they put them on nighttime games. I've had many grievances about this. And I said, we can't take them on night games. And then, yeah, NFL doesn't listen to us. And they put that crappy team up on night games all the time. All because of Russell Wilson. Guess what? Russell Wilson lost that Super Bowl. He threw an interception to Malcolm Butler. He should have ran. Beast mode. Oh, yeah. Woo! Move along. Linebacker, Derek Barnes, Detroit Lions. Alex Anzalone is out, is in, who knows? It doesn't matter. This man's been getting the play even when he's been in. And right now he's at 4% owned. And he's been simply just getting done 61 tackles all year, and nobody knows about him. Look, if you got somebody who's off this week, you have an excellent player to fill in. And that's another thing too, is if, like, for all you people with the Cardinals and Buda Baker people, that's where Paulson Adebo comes into play. But Derek Barnes is getting it done. And Detroit shows that they just, even when they're bad and not bad, they play so many plays, they run so many plays that it always puts their defense on the field. And that's what you want. You want opportunity for tackle. And that's what Derek Barnes has this week. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get to it. I hope all y'all checked it out. Get ready for my IDP Heats of the Week. Of course, my podcast, Bring the Pain, and my Ultra Contrarian Show. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So get to those ones. Right now, we're going to talk a little fantasy football talk. Man, week 13 is in the books. Week 14 is here, and I can't tell you how hard I have fought with some of these teams. I have a 7-6 team that is defending champion.
Macho Hitiano. Yeah. I've baked in the playoffs the moon. Yeah.
But man, if I lose, I can still stay in the playoffs. I don't want to lose. I need to win, and I need to beat one of the best teams, a team that beat me week 1 before I won 3 in a row and thought my 3-1 team was about to walk this league, and now they're 7-6. Don't ask me how that happens, but it happens because of injuries. It happens because of a lot of things. That team lost Jonathan Taylor now. That team didn't have James Conner for a long time. That team has had some problems, right? But they're in there, and they're in there to fight. And just like my McD's league that I've done since 1994, this league is insane. I mean, these guys, we've been playing fantasy football. This is why I'm inspired to play fantasy football. And this is why I want the McD league that I've been in since 1994 to do IDP, because I want to evolve that league as well. But that league has turned into a high stakes league. The funny thing about it is we kept that league at $20 for up until like 3-4 years ago. And then we moved up to 10 teams. And then we moved it up to, I think it was 50. 60, and then it went to 100, and that's what it's at right now, which that isn't bad. That's nice for a hometown league. But the thing is we're sitting here, and I'm looking at this league. We got first place is 9-4. Then there's 4 8-5 teams and a 6-7 team. And that, folks, is how this whole entire NFL football season has been. It's been sitting there and slapping us in the face all year with the injuries, with the inconsistent play. And I said this on a previous podcast that it almost felt like you had to play seasonal football like DFS football. Like you couldn't, if you were one of those owners that just literally sat back, let your team do what they do, and you hardly made changes, you're probably not winning this year unless you had some really good players, right? But sometimes that happens because most likely you were picking at the top of your draft, not like somebody like me who has fought through injury and everything, and the team completely falling apart, losing, dealing with Devontae Adams, my first round pick at 14, right? That's just wild. But hey, maybe he'll show up. He's coming back this week. And that's the thing, is that it isn't about who comes back or what you do. It's not about who you draft or running the waiver wire well. It's just about caring and being competitive enough to make sure that your team is in the best position. And this takes no time at all. Even if you don't want to do this, you should just come to Dr. Roto and ask us to set your lineup. That's what we're here for. We're here for the people that are busy, so you can't do any of the research yourself. When you come into it and you see that we're going to make these plays, check it out. We're not always going to be right. And you might want to dog us sometimes too. That's fine. We had somebody dog us. This dude was actually kind of annoying in the thing. And I'm going to say that I know. And my comments are never the comments of anybody on the site or anybody else's. They're heat overrides. That's why I bring the pain. But this dude was literally just annoying. Like, it was just like, he wanted bets. He wanted everything, every single game, bang, and then he wanted the showdowns like that. And we do all of that, but we can't always all be there. And I'm like, well, when's the line? When do you draw the line? And it was like, and then we had a great week, and this dude wasn't piping. A great week, and this dude wasn't piping. And then we had an injury-filled week, right? And this dude came in that room and was trying to talk it. I'm like, he didn't even say it. He was just like, hey, I'm out. Fine. Bye. Deuces, right? Because we have been consistent all year long. And when I look at a lot of these sites, and they have their little rankings and stuff like it, you know what? You don't have to care that I am 43-6-2 for the year on my IDP picks. You don't have to care. You could say, hey, you're fudging that. No, go check the numbers. These guys hit. And when they don't hit, I call them out for it, because that's what I do. And you sit here and you think about that. Look, I can say those numbers all day, but in the end, I'm here to help you all win. The same way Doc Roto wants all of you to win. He has said this. It's one of the best sayings in the industry. You're my rich friend. I want you to be my rich friend. That's what we want. I want you to be my championship friend. I want you to be that. And that is what the entire staff, writers, and everybody, that's what we want. We have such great times in that chat. I stress this every single week. You get more than your money worth. You get mentally, you get smiles, you get my crazy posts, you get danger going at me sometimes. You got it just, there's so much fun in those rooms. And that is why, with our experience at Dr. Roto, you get more than just what you want to play, or this player, or start, sit, or optimizer, or the percentages, or quarterback, wide receiver matchups. You get a full money, and you get it with a smile on your face. That's how we do it at Dr. Roto. That's how we bring the pain. Let's win this week. If you're already in your playoffs, good luck. If you need to win and make your playoffs, you're going to need to hit the site hard. There's going to be some pickups this week. I'm not going to say anything about Zay Jones. That might be a great pickup. Hey, this is a defensive article, and you just gave out a wide receiver to go pick up? Yeah, because probably on your waiver wire, right? And I can even go show you where he's at right now, right? But I won't need to. I just mentioned that. Go check out everybody's articles. And always remember to bring the pain. Woo! May the tackles be with you. Yeah.